Welcome to the Eagle Waves Radio Small Business Podcast Series. I'm your host, Angela Vithulkas. We talk to small business owners and find out about them and their business. Hello and welcome to another special edition of Eagle Waves Radio and a special small business podcast. Today we're very lucky to have in the studios with us some very interesting people who are pretty much going to tell you how to transform your life or your business digitally. So welcome to the studios, Nick Roris from RMS Tech.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you very much.
Nice to have you.
Thank you for having us here.
And an extra special guest, not that I'm saying you're not Nick, but it's always nice to have another girl in the studio. And it's always nice to have another smart girl in the studio.
Absolutely.
So welcome, Amy Sear. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Now, Amy, you're from Naked Numbers.
Yep.
And I always find that interesting because when you add the word naked in front of something, I'm intrigued.
It makes your numbers sexy.
Yes, it does make your numbers sexy. And numbers aren't always sexy in business, but they should be.
Yeah, so that's why we're a team of qualified accountants and we help make them more sexy.
That's right. So we're going to talk a little bit about both of you. And Nick, it's ladies first in this instance.
Absolutely.
But you do know Amy and you've worked together with Amy.
Yeah, she's a fantastic person, and we network together at networking events around Sydney, and mostly business networking events and chamber events, and she's one of the most fun people I've known, so hence the name of her company, which corresponds.
Naked Numbers. As soon as he saw that on a card, Amy, he just couldn't wait to talk to you a little bit more. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Like, he can't wait to have fun together.
So, well, technology and numbers is a perfect marriage in the cloud, isn't it? Now, you guys are actually coming together to do some digital transformation events.
Absolutely.
And today we're going to talk about what is it to a business to be transformed digitally, and what is digital transformation? Because there's a lot of information out there in the tech world highway of what it is to be digital and what it is to transform. And for some people that might sound like it's not really for them, or they don't need it in their business. But if we break it down today, what we're going to do is help people to understand the advantage of digital transformation. And it is as exciting as it sounds, because to transform your business and change it is the key of making more money, of being more efficient.
Paperless as
Paperless,
well?
yes,
Yeah.
that's always an interesting comment. She says writing on her paper notes today when I normally use my tablet. Okay, Amy, tell me about your business. And why did you want to be an accountant?
Accountants are good because
They are very good.
the good ones. So what we do is you couple it together with business advice, and not just fulfilling all the tax obligations for small business owners, but also to learn about their passion, what they do, why they do it, and how we can help them to grow the business further. Stress less, leave the numbers to us, we make them sexy, so you look sexy as well.
So what we've got, Amy, is in your business we have the traditional approach to what a client might be looking for, which is, here's my
tax
paperwork
returns.
and I need my tax returns lodged.
Yeah.
And in that journey of doing your tax returns, you learn about someone's business.
We learn about their business and we look at how we can actually, for example, a business might be very good in what they're doing, like a coffee shop. They're good in brewing the coffee, delivering the coffee to the guests. So what's next? Well, maybe it's time to look at what other revenue streams you can bring in. So not just looking at your expenses and cutting back. It's no longer about that, but it's more about how else you can get your business to be bigger by having a bigger revenue base.
So you do tend to give that advice,
Yeah.
and help to analyse the business
Have to-
future.
Exactly.
And that's the advantage of your accountant being able to give you advice, is because they know your business.
Yeah, we understand the business. We understand where your passion is, what you are good in doing, what you do best, and let's focus on that.
So, Nick, if we turn our attention to you, how long have you been in the tech world?
Well, I've been in the tech world since 1989 when...
That was before it was a tech world.
You're
Yeah, that
showing
was-
your age.
It was,
when
he was one.
I was about that old, yeah. But technology's changed so much in not short time. It's actually dinosaur
It's a long,
times.
long time, but it has changed a lot.
It has,
Yeah.
and we've seen technology go from desktop computers to...
Well, from the fax machine to the internet.
That's right. From the fax machine to the internet to servers that people had in their offices. And
that needed a whole room.
That's right. And they need a whole IT support team to actually maintain. Then we went to the era, about 10 years ago of electronic filing in some form of what we now know as the cloud, but it was basically online storage. And the Dropboxes of the world were the initial sort of ways of people would store things electronically. And now we're going into this new era of cloud services. And what does the cloud really mean for people?
So I think for a long time, and I mean, actually let's stick with RMS Tech first before we start to explore the deep and meaningful of digital transformation. What is your company and what do you do for small business?
Well, we are a cloud and business innovations company. We're essentially an IT services company that specialises in showing people how to either move to the cloud or to do business innovations with their business workflow from a traditional workflow sense to a more digital or improved workflow.
So what we've got here is RMS Tech and Naked Numbers coming together to offer a really very intense package of digital transformation for a business. So how to streamline your numbers, Amy, through technology.
Exactly.
And then, Nick, you're delivering that solution both infrastructure-wise.
We're doing it in terms of implementation of the infrastructure and the execution of the various technologies, because otherwise they are all individual technologies that people might have heard of, like Xero for accounting, Office 365,
Power BI,
which is part of Office 365, and some other technologies like DocuSign. So people may have heard of these technologies, but they don't know really what to do with them individually.
Well, I think most people have heard of the cloud, and they've been told that apparently they need to be there.
Absolutely.
But they don't understand when you start to use the words digital transformation. They don't know what that means outside of it's something online. And I think this new way now of communicating with people is that, yes, there is the cloud, and that's where all of these technologies are going to live, and there's that physical advantage of the cloud. But the digital transformation is which choices you make and how that transforms your business.
And more specifically, our purpose in collaborating together, Amy and myself, is to show people how to integrate all those individual cloud services that they see or can subscribe to.
And that's where your solutions come about, don't they? That's how you fix your challenges.
Yeah. And it becomes an end-to-end workflow solution. How can I...
And most people don't know they've got a problem.
Yeah,
or they don't know they're being inefficient because they just keep doing things the same way that they've always done them.
Yeah, they might have...
You don't know a problem when even if you see it sometimes.
They still receive faxes or they still receive quotes in paper format and store them away and get them signed.
Or even checks.
And checks.
Simple
and
things.
Payments.
I'm sorry, Amy. I still like to write a check. I like to see it. I like to sign it. I like to carry it occasionally, although I'm down. I think we write something like 5 checks a month now, whereas before it was more like 30 or 40 a week.
Because you like taking a longer time to pay stuff?
Well, it sometimes EFT can take... I still have suppliers who take checks, who won't have an EFT link with me or a BPay or take a credit card. So we still live in that, very traditional
It's frustrating.
world.
It's frustrating when there's limitations.
It's cute.
It's cute, yes.
It's very cute. I go, oh, it's so cute, I've got to write you a check. And then I'm walking around going, where is the checkbook? So, Amy, if I was to say to you, I'm a client, how would you digitally transform my business other than being my accountant?
So first we look at, are you on the cloud? As in, are you on a cloud accounting software? So you don't have to physically carry your papers everywhere you go. So you can actually send an invoice, write an invoice from your mobile phone, from any of your digital items.
So you're saying, Amy, that from an accounting perspective, to digitally transform your business means to find the right cloud application or accounting software that works for you.
That works for everyone.
Because we know there are several around.
Yeah.
And most accountants are quite across most applications, so that's not the issue. It's not what you do.
No.
It's what works for your client. Whether it's cost wise, because some are cheaper than others.
Exactly.
You know, they don't offer a full suite of services, but some are cheaper for others, and cost might be a factor.
Yeah.
So that's really
best.
important. So from an accountant's perspective, to digitally transform your client's business, means getting the right software in place
Yep. Getting the right accounting software
on the cloud.
On the cloud.
Because it's mobility and accessibility.
Yeah, exactly.
For everyone. So
Yeah.
the link from the accountant to the business, from whether there's a bookkeeper or other people within a business who would
Yep.
have access or should have access to the software, generating invoices, paying invoices, because there's lots of, accounts payable, accounts receivable in every business, different aspects.
Precisely, yeah.
And to make all of that streamlined.
yeah, makes
Easy
sense.
for you, Amy,
It is.
as the accountant.
Because we can log in anywhere to have a look at any of my clients at any time.
Yeah.
And that works the same way as a business owner. And with the right apps along with the
So
software.
That's right. So when we talk about apps then, we go to Nick, we throw to Nick and we say, Nick, what does it mean to digitally transform a small business? Because I might come to you and say, I think I need to do stuff differently in the cloud. But it's not that simple. Surely it's not that simple.
And they make it look simple in the ads, and that's the thing,
There's a little cloud picture and it's like, yay.
You'll have Microsoft showing you their latest Office 365, and okay, people know what Office is, but what does that mean from their traditional file server that they have in their office?
Yeah.
How do they move from that to what they think of as just being Office, but where do I store my files? And we like to show people that there's much better ways of doing things electronically, where everything is not stored in their business anymore. It's actually stored obviously at data centers in the cloud, which is what they call the cloud. And how do they access that information from anywhere? So they can actually we show them how to develop a workflow.
Yep.
For instance, doing electronic quotes, which will be accepted from Office 365 system, and then using technologies like DocuSign to have them legally accepted
Digitally
as
signed.
contracts. And those contracts, of course, then integrate, and the integration of them stored directly back into Xero accounting, so they can be accessible anytime, and that becomes a workflow from A to Z, and people can then work from anywhere.
So we're looking at, when we say to digitally transform, and in particular we're talking about a small business, it's to make sure that any of the technology that you currently use in your business is updated,
Yes.
that it's accessible,
Yeah.
that it's efficient and reliable,
Absolutely.
robust, and that it actually provides the services that you need.
And from any mobile device.
Exactly.
That's the key too.
So
So that
You don't need a laptop
So that you
nowadays,
can be
you know.
mobile.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because we've all been thinking of things traditionally as in my office, my desktop,
My laptop.
the server,
yeah.
my laptop.
But now it's your phone,
And
Yeah.
it's an unfortunate system where you shop for devices, because now it's like, oh, that looks really nice, I want one of them.
Yet everyone has a smartphone in their pocket.
They do.
Yeah.
And
And
that's where
everyone
these
does.
solutions really
And
shine
everything
through.
has to be mobile friendly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because otherwise it is 9 times out of 10 that's where you will be,
Yeah.
is on a mobile device. So if you're looking at the way that your client's life has changed, Nick, over the years,
Yes.
we would normally come to you and say, I want this, can you install it?
That's right.
Now it's a matter of, Nick, here's my business,
I want
how
this
can
workflow.
you transform it? Yeah.
How can I get that workflow happening from anywhere, so my team can work from anywhere and any device?
So you guys have had to change the way you do business too.
Absolutely, we've had to become more consultants in the sense of,
Yes.
rather than IT supporters.
Yeah.
We're now actually consulting on and advising people on how to actually integrate all these technologies into a workable solution to run a business.
So you've had to become more proficient in more applications, because different things suit different people's types of businesses, right?
That's right. But obviously that's the way the industry is moving in technology. We'll give you an example. A lot of services and hardware as well are becoming subscription-based, where
Yeah.
you're paying for devices now on a monthly basis. You're not necessarily buying devices.
Well, you don't have to invest $50, $60 or $100,000 in that kind of capital infrastructure, which dates.
Yeah.
That's
now
right.
it's all about pay as you go.
Yeah,
Now it's pay as you go, and choose what you actually need.
yeah.
And
So your monthly overheads might look bigger,
yeah,
but the fact is you don't have this other initial investment. I mean,
Exactly.
in the olden days we'd lease equipment, and at the end of those 5 years, it wasn't like a car where you could just upgrade to the next thing. You lost that because you couldn't use it for anything else.
Well, that's right. Well, I mean, people are used to, from historically, buying software.
Yeah.
They go to Officeworks,
Yeah.
Harvey Norman, and they buy a copy of Office,
Yeah.
for $500 to $600, and think, okay, now I'll
And that's-
wait another
and that's
3
forever,
years
and that's-
before
yeah.
they buy another copy.
Yeah, or
now,
longer.
Now we're talking about $10 to $15 monthly subscriptions, to actually have either email or email plus applications. the office that they knew is now on a subscription basis.
And it's changed because they've also taken a different attitude with software companies in that we're always going to have this, we're just going to continuously upgrade it.
Well, actually, that's the point that's one of the major advantages of the cloud. The updates are forced down without your knowledge.
Yeah.
It's always up to date.
So they're transforming constantly,
Absolutely.
which helps all of us to be even more efficient. And then we're not having to wait for 3 or 4 years to go buy the next piece, which is already dated by the time we get it because everyone else has already got it.
Yeah, you don't have to choose what upgrades you want.
No.
And you don't have to be thinking.
You just hope that they're smart enough to do the right types of upgrades for your business.
But it's also you don't have to be thinking like, I need a new server because I have to upgrade my server. I can't cope anymore.
That's right.
So all those things are so yesterday.
And we're not worried about a server anymore. If you're in the
Absolutely.
cloud,
Well,
it's irrelevant.
and
it's
the
someone else's server problem.
That's right, and the whole point of the cloud is really one of it's a business improvement compared to the old way of doing business.
Yep.
It's an improvement in two ways. You can either save a lot of time in how you do your previous workflows, or you can save money in terms of not having to invest in infrastructure and support. But when you combine the two together, it actually allows you to get more work done and make more money at the same time, and a balance of lifestyle and work.
Well, that sounds like something that Amy would be interested in for her clients.
Yeah.
Making more money.
Making more money, having more time.
Having
to
more
go
time,
make the
being more
money.
efficient.
Yeah.
So in other words, why wouldn't you digitally transform your business?
You'd be crazy not to, because your competitors are already doing that, and that's it's a case of being left behind if you don't.
So on that note, the advice and the message here is transform your business digitally, and you can do it with Naked Numbers or RMS Tech. That's it from us. Catch you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Eagle Waves Radio Small Business Podcast Series. Check us out on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, just contact us via email. Chat soon.